So the Mural Project was brought by the older librarian before Jeff, and she wanted to get a grant approved for the library to turn this space into a media type lab for not only digital media students, which I teach, but also humanities students, which would be expanding into English and even music theory and art therapy, stuff like that. So we wanted a space that was conducive to both digital learning as well as just being a nice place that students can come in to hang out. And one of the best parts about that is figuring out what makes this place seem inviting, and also who is it really for. So we had some meetings with Megan Hills, Jeff Martinek, Jeff Meyer, and we kind of tossed around the idea of, hey, do you want to paint a mural on the wall? Something that I haven't done in a while. So instead of doing it by myself, because it's a pretty big wall, I was thinking, we're going to have 8 seniors this year. Let's get them involved in painting this mural so we could then have this as a senior project, kind of like a service learning project. Initially, we set out to create an idea that involved all of the humanities. So the arts, the music and performance, English and history, which those are 4 pillars of humanities that we wanted to bring out. So you'll see in the design, there's different aspects from each of those pillars in terms of art, anywhere from painting. We have some nods to a famous artist, Keith Haring. In the middle of the design, we decided to put the Iowa Wesleyan logo because that's what the mural was for. So we wanted to bring center attention to that. But when we talked about the design, we needed to bring the eyes and bring the viewer outside of the Iowa Wesleyan logo, as that would be the first place you would look. So we figured out, we came up with a lot of different designs on what is actually going to pull the eyes and the viewership away from that middle, and a beautiful marriage of film reel for our artists into piano keys, both black and white, so very high contrast, and they just kind of bring your eyes towards it. Underneath on the bottom, some ideas were tossed around, like let's do like the globe, or let's do something like that to have humanities, to really be important with a global initiative. The only problem is that with the window being right in the middle, we didn't want the globe to seem like 2 separate cuts of the same object. We changed that to go with tiger stripes, because obviously Iowa Wesleyan are the Tigers, so we put tiger stripes down there. And above the film reel piano tiger stripes area, we wanted to put more of what is actually humanities. So you'll see some drama faces for theater and performance. You'll see some music notes. You will see the globe in terms of geographic, and as well as the book. The book has a quote from Maya Angelou on it about the humanities, and we thought, what better artist can we bring in than a quote from Maya Angelou that represents not only humanities, but the diversity on our campus and just the inclusion that we have as a humanities department. On the other side, we decided to put a hand, and the hand was initially going to be holding a pencil. And one of our students decided that, let's have it hold a stylus. Let's show that humanities is evolving, and it's not just a pencil like we've written before, but we are evolving in it, whether it's digital art or writing. The stylus really represents a digital component of what those humanities have become. The other 2 walls on the edges, we decided wanted to be more artistic representations of what we're actually showing. On the left side, stage right of the mural, you have 3 different humanoid type abstract figures colored in cyan, magenta, and yellow, and those figures represent just the difference of students and the body of the population here, and how we can be just different people. We don't have to be fitting in the same mold, and they're working together beautifully on that side. They're encompassed on the top by another geometric representation of James Harlan, who was an important piece of Iowa Wesleyan history, and he has that same type of abstract feel to him making him complete with the students who are underneath. On the right-hand side of the mural, the stage left side of the mural, we wanted to bring in two aspects that were, again, part of the humanities. We had one of the students paint a Greek column on the wall to represent not only history, but also theater and performing arts as well, too. So we decided to paint Old Main, which is where our music department has been doing their thing for, as many years as they have been. We wanted to bring that in to really encompass that they're a strong part of the humanities. The arts are a strong part of the humanities. History, English, all of that together is really what makes the humanities the humanities. It's the definition of what makes us human. So painting the mural, we had 8 of our seniors or juniors going into their senior year. We had Bryce Gomes, Brandon Thacker, Julia Hill, Flora Hua, Mia Shmitsu, Delaney Adams, Belle West, and Rachel Manfredi. And they all had a part in designing an area of this mural. And then once they designed it, they got to paint it. And we didn't want it to be so, you have the hand and you have to paint the hand. We wanted it to be more, paint something that feels to you that day. And also, we brought a projector over, but I kind of wanted them not to use the projector. I wanted it to be a little bit more organic. I wanted them not to rely on designing something digitally and so finite and rigid, and then put it on a projector and paint it that way. I enjoy murals for their human touch to them, and I felt like if we did everything too digitally with projectors and lights this way, we'd actually be losing a little bit of that human touch that we really wanted to apply to the humanities mural. So overall, I'm really pleased with how well everything has turned out. We ran into some problems with some supply issues getting the paints in on time, but the students really worked hard when we had the stuff and were able to do a lot of the progress pretty quickly thereafter. Overall, I think it would have been a great mural to have as a side piece for students working in here, working on their audio and video projects, working on other humanities projects. Journalism was something that we wanted to bring into it as well. And I think this mural would have made a really nice space for those humanities students to have. So all in all, I'm super impressed with my students who went ahead and painted this. This was probably all of their first mural that they ever painted. And it's a daunting task because it's a pretty big wall. And going into it, they were very intimidated in the sense that we're used to painting on maybe 16 by 20 canvases, inches, and now we're going to a wall that's 10 feet tall and 20 feet wide. Much bigger canvas than what they were used to, and collaborative too. You don't normally get 8 or 9 people together to do one painting, and this mural is actually a pretty beautiful representation of the work that they put in together and the camaraderie that they have developed over their 3 to 4 years working together. So if they take anything away from it, they should be very proud of their work because it's a very beautiful mural, and they were able to do it under such pressure that they really shined, and it shows that. It really does.